Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fatiha Nabila, and now I'm going to explain about assessing writing, listening, speaking, reading, and grammar. So let's go. For the first, I'm going to explain about assessment listening. The type of listening performance. First, intensive. They test the smallest part of language, such as phonemes, word, intonation, discourse, makers, and others. Number 2, responsive. Respond appropriately to what has been heard. In this case, the test taker is expected to be able to master the WH question in order to be able to answer the question correctly. Number 3, selective. The test taker is able to choose the most appropriate answer based on the specific information that has been heard. In selective listening, students are usually asked to listen to names, numbers, duration, or certain facts and events. Number 4, extensive. Extensive performance range from listening to lengthy lectures to listening to a conversation and deriving a comprehensive or message or purpose. Micro and macro skill of listening. First, clustering. Difficulty in distinguish phrase. 2. Redundancy. There is repetition of word or sentence in the question which causes the test taker to be confused in answering the question. Therefore, the test taker must know the type of repetition, reparsing, elaboration, and insertion. Number 3, reduce. Must know the sentence from the reduce so that if the test later, the test taker is not confused with the reduced sentence. Number 4, performance variables. In this case, the suitable of the place and careful preparation of the test really need to be paid attention, not to because the immaturity of test preparation can be inferred with the course of the test. Now about assessment speaking. Basic type of speaking. 1. Imitative. At one end of continuum of type of speaking performance is the ability to simply parrot back a word or phrase or possibly a sentence. Number 2, intensive. The second type of speaking frequently employed in assessment context in the production of short stretches of oral language designed to demonstrate competence in a narrow band of grammatical, phrase, lexical, or phonological relationship. Number 3, responsive. Responsive assessment tests include interaction and test comprehension, but at the somewhat limited level of very short conversation, standard greeting and small talk, and simple requests and comments. Number 4, interactive. The interactive can take the two forms of transactional language, which has the purpose of exchange specific information, or interpersonal exchange, which have the purpose of maintaining social relationship. And then the last is extensive or monologue. Extensive oral production tasks include speech, oral presentation, and storytelling, during which the opportunity for oral interaction from listeners is highly limited or ruled out altogether. And the next is macro and micro skill of oral production. In the micro skill, there are 1. Produce difference among English phonemes and allophonic variants. 2. Produce chunks of language of different length. And then 3. Produce reduced form of word and phrase. And then on the micro skills, there are appropriately accomplished communicative function according to situation, participant, and goals. And then use appropriate style, register, implicates, redundancies, prevents conversation rules, floor keeping, and yielding, interrupting, and others. And now we are going to discuss about assessment writing. The type of writing performance. 1. Imitative. This category includes the ability to spell correctly and to perceive phonegram correspondence in the English spelling system. Number 2, intensive. Skill is producing appropriate vocabulary within a context, collocation, and idioms, and correct grammatically features up to the length of sentence. Number 3, responsive. require learners to perform at a limited discourse level, connecting sentence into a paragraph and creating a logically connected sequence of 2 or 3 paragraphs. And then number 4 is extensive. Implies successful management of all the process and strategies of writing for all purpose up to the line of an essay, a term paper, a major research project report, or even a thesis. And now is micro and macro scale of writing. In the macro scale, there are 1. Produce correctness and orthographic pattern of English. Number 2. Produce writing at an efficient rate of speed to suit the purpose. And number 3, produce an acceptable core of word and use appropriate word order patterns. And on the macro scale, first, use the rhetorical form and convention of written discourse, and then appropriately accomplish the communicative function of written text according to form and purpose. And next is assessing reading comprehension. There are 3 levels. Number 1, the first levels. Comprehension at this level involves surface meaning. At this level, teacher can ask students to find information and ideas that are explicitly stated in the text. And then number 2, the second level. The second level is interpretive or referential comprehension. At this level, students must be able to read critically and analyze carefully what they have read and what they need to be able to see relationship among ideas. And then the last is the third level. The third level of comprehension is critical reading, whereby idea and information are evaluated. There are 5 basic objectives in the reading assessment as follows. 1. Reading ability assessment. Reading proficiency assessment are important as a way to understand a student's overall reading ability. Number 2, assessment of classroom learning. Assessment of reading improvement in the classroom setting involves the measuring of skills and knowledge. And then number 3, assessment for learning. This assessment purpose is intended to support and promote student learning, in this case, the improvement of reading abilities. Number 4, assessment of curricular effectiveness. Assessment outcomes that apply to curricular effectiveness include standardized testing and innovative assessment that highlight specific school or program goals. And then the last, assessment for research purpose. Assessment for research purpose is very important for reading research result as well as for their implication for reading instruction. And the next is assessing grammar. In terms of assessment, grammar is central to language description and test-taker performance. Grammatical knowledge consists of 3 elements. Number 1, grammatical form or the structure of language. Form is both morphology or how words are formed, and then syntax, how words are strung together. Both of them are concerned with the linguistic accuracy of language. Number 2, grammatical meaning of those forms. Grammatical meaning consists of both the literal and intended message that is conveyed by the form, in concern with the meaningfulness of language use. Number 3, their pragmatic meaning or use in a given context. The pragmatic or implied meaning result from the appropriate language choice a learners make in a given communicative event. And then the next is assessing grammar. There are 5 characteristics to measure communicative grammar. Number 1, the test must provide more context than only a single sentence. Number 2, the test taker should understand what the communicative purpose of the text is. Number 3, he or she should also know who his intended audience is. Number 4, he or she must have to focus on meaning and not form to answer correctly. Number 5, the test taker must be able to produce grammatical responses. Okay guys, that's all from me. I'm sorry if there are any mistake. Don't forget to share this video to your friends or your family if there are needs about this information. Thank you, see you next time!